Hey everybody, it's Chris with the Pub Trivia Experience. I want to give you a quick heads up, or really two quick heads up. One, there was kind of a litany of technical difficulties with this episode. It's all there, it's in its entirety, but for some reason my laptop kept switching from my regular mic to my computer mic. Don't know why that happened. So the first half of this episode is recorded using my laptop mic. The second half of this episode is recorded using the mic I'm talking to you on right now, but there's some other issues. You'll notice some audio inconsistencies. They're very, very minor. You might not even notice them, but I did in editing, so I wanted to give you a heads up. Update number 2 is that because of the technical issues, it led to some just downright funny banter between Sarah, Mike, and myself, and I wanted y'all to hear that, so I've clipped 3 mini outtakes from the episode that didn't make the main game, but I wanted them to be there so you can catch those after the final credit roll. I hope you enjoy this episode because it's legitimately a lot of fun, and honestly, 2 of the best trivia players on the planet right here. Enjoy it. Have a good one. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Pub Trivia Experience. My name is Chris, and we are gathered here tonight for another edition of the Trivial Trivia Trials of one Michael J Mott. Yep, your initial is now J, sir. Live with it. We are here to try Mike for his crimes against trivia. And we're going to see if our judge, jury, and executioner is up for the challenge today. From the West Coast, Sara Callori, my friend, how you doing? What are you drinking?
Oh, I'm good. And actually, coincidentally, it is Sara J. Callori for real.
I didn't want to offend you. I have no problem offending Mike.
I just think it's really funny. So the one you pick is actually my middle initial. I'm good. It's weird to hear myself as introduced from the West Coast because, I still feel like I'm an East Coaster at heart. What am I drinking today? So 2 nights ago, I went to a delightful charity event with an open bar, and I don't recover like I used to. So I am drinking a Diet Dr. Pepper tonight because it's going to be a few more days till I want anything to do with anything alcoholic.
You're okay. You sat in for your first boozy recording.
I did.
Last week. It's going to go up on our Patreon before it hits our main feed at some point. But we decided what the best pizza joint across the U.S. is.
Let's say best chain pizza joint. There is a difference.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, but the best nationwide chain or wide dispersed chain. Do you think we got the right answer, Sarah? Without giving away the winner, did we get the right answer?
Yes and no. Objectively, if you go with just pizza, yes. I kind of wish for the ethos of it, I don't know. I wish a scrappier upstart had come.
You voted against the winner in the first round, so.
That's true. You did.
Did I know? Yeah, because it was up against my personal number 1 on the list.
Exactly. But for you ZZ Top fans out there, we found out that there were many pizza chains out there that are bad and nationwide.
My Lord. You heard him, you love him, you tolerate him. Sometimes you come here just to see him lose. Mike, my friend, how you doing? What are you drinking?
Hopefully that won't be tonight. You're close. It's actually, as far as middle initials goes, it actually is I. But as long as I can be JoJo, like my hero Bart Simpson, I'll take the J.
I thought you were going to say JoJo Siwa. So, hey, what do I...
Well, much like JoJo, I thought I was a loner, but I knew it wouldn't last. As far as what I am drinking, though, tonight I'm feeling good. Did it take a minute? Did you get that?
I got it. I'm not happy about knowing it, but I got it.
I know. I threw one out for the ZZ Top fans. I had to throw one out for the Beatles fans, too. You know me, half my references are music. My beer tonight is, because I have no worries, I'm feeling good. It's actually from the D9 Brewing Company, the Hakuna Matata. It is a tropical India Pale Ale, 6.6% ABV. I finally got a chance to do a little bit of a beer run this past week, so I've got some new ones, and I'm going to give this one a try. This will be my first sip of it. That is very nice. This is a great summer beer, and that's the main reason that I needed to do a good beer run is I needed a lot of good summer beers to stock up on, get ready for the warmth that is descending upon us. But I can't really complain about that because, Chris, you're in Florida. You got it worse.
Yeah, it's been hot. So I went ahead. I stocked up on summer beer as well, Mike. This is a good one. This is from Magnanimous Brewing right here in Bradenton, Florida. This is, Mike, you had this really nice, light, summer-sounding beer. Mine is called the Dark Messenger. This is the Vanilla Porter Ale with vanilla beans.
Very nice.
So, oh my God, that's good. Oh, yep. That is going to play. Holy crap. That's a 260 drive right down the middle of the fairway. I'm going to take that.
I wouldn't know a thing about what that feels like. You've golfed with me before. You know that.
Yeah, I'm not much better, though. Well, Sarah, you're taking on Mike. We have our standard hot seat head-to-head. We're going to start with our pregame. Here's your pregame category. It is literature.
Okay.
Literature?
Books
and shit.
Books and shit.
So, between the authors by the names of James Patterson and John Creasy, they have authored over 700 books, and they're truly prolific authors, though their genres don't really overlap. I'm going to give you the title of a book. You have to tell me which author wrote it, James Patterson or John Creasy. Are you both familiar with them?
One of them.
One of them, yes, because one is associated with Vanderbilt. The other one, no idea.
Okay, do you both know the same one, I'm hoping, then?
That'd actually be hilarious if we did.
I know James Patterson slightly.
I know James Patterson. Yeah, I don't know him at all. I've never even read a James Patterson novel, but...
So John Creasy was an author a lot earlier, early to mid 20th century. He's from England, but he is known for detective work. He also did crime novels, nowhere near the detail or the gore that Patterson delves into. He also delved into science fiction, some romance, and some westerns. So there is some overlap, but by and large, their overlap is minimal. But I'm going to give you the name of the book. You tell me, is it going to be a Patterson or a Creasy book? Sarah, do you want odds or evens?
Odds.
All right, Sarah, you're kicking us off here. Your first book is titled Death in the Rising Sun.
Nothing to go on. Let's go with Creasy.
That is Creasy. Nicely done.
That had to be.
Mike, you're getting odds. That means your first book is Cradle and All.
Well, I don't want to say what my thought process is here because I fear I would give too much away. So I'm just going to say Patterson.
Patterson is a correct answer. Now, if you have not heard of this book, it is one of the most batshit crazy plots I've ever heard.
You talking about the book you just mentioned, Cradle and All?
Yes.
Okay.
This book is about two girls who claim to be virgins who are pregnant. One with Christ, one with the Antichrist.
Okay.
It's a little weird. I never read it. Sarah, we're going back to you. Your book, Shadow of Doom.
Oh, God, this is like solely on vibes. Creasy again.
Creasy again is a correct answer. You're 2 for 2. After this, you're going to go pick up a Creasy book and just read it. Mike, your book is The Family That Cooks Together.
You know what? I'm going to say Creasy on that one.
Oh, no, that one is Patterson.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Is it about meth?
The only one I did the research on was Cradle and All because I went down a rabbit hole on it and then ran out of time to do research on the other one because that book is just weird. All right. Sarah, you're up 2-1. Question number 5 for you. Your book title is Holmes, Marple, and Poe.
I feel like this has to be like a red herring.
Like communism.
Patterson.
Patterson is a correct answer.
Good job.
Were you fighting to go away from Patterson? Is that what you were trying to do?
I was like, I feel like I know where it's probably him like writing about writing or something like that. Because I was like, why would a British detective, like earlier century British crime novelist, write about like his peers like that?
Right.
Mike, going over to you. Your book is titled "How to Be a Supervillain."
Well, it's hard to believe I'd have 3 Pattersons in a row, but it's also just weird to think of even based on the time frames you've given. I feel like supervillain is a little bit newer of a concept, so I'm just going to say James Patterson.
Patterson's a correct answer.
That was my exact thought process, even though it wasn't mine to answer.
Yeah.
All right, Sarah, you're getting the book titled Dead or Alive.
I'm still Sarah.
Wanted. James Patterson.
John Creasy.
Oh, that's okay. It fit better with the song. I was like, it's such a trite name for a book. It's probably a Patterson one somewhere.
Right. Sometimes you have to sacrifice, for the melody.
Yeah.
The Jersey Girl knew the Bon Jovi song.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Well, of
We're all
course.
shocked. Mike.
Sir.
You can tie this up if you can get this one right. Your book is titled Kill Me If You Can.
That just, I don't know why, but that just screams Creasy to me. I don't even know who he is.
No, it's Patterson.
Oh, man.
All right, Sarah, you can secure a lead going into the hot seat round 1 if you can get this one right. Your book is titled Death of the Black Widow.
It sounds old-fashioned. Let's go with Creasy.
No, that one is Patterson.
It's fine. It's fine.
Mike, you're going to close us off here. Your book is titled The Black Spiders.
Not to be okay. So my logic on Cradle and All, which I can talk about now, is that I'm pretty sure both I'm pretty sure Patterson was the one that wrote the Alex Cross novels. If I'm wrong, then nothing happens. We can go to jail peacefully, quietly. We'll enjoy it. But so I saw the movies, and Along Came a Spider, Kiss the Girls. They were based on nursery rhymes. So that's why I was like Cradle and All, based on another nursery rhyme / lullaby. And that's why I guess Patterson on that one. All of which is to say, if he did in fact write Along Came a Spider, I don't think he also wrote the Black Spiders or whatever the heck you just said. So I'm going to go Creasy.
Creasy is a correct answer. Mike, you tied it up. Going into hot seat round 1, your scores are 3-3. Sarah, being that we are tied, do you want to go first or second in hot seat round 1?
I'll go first.
You're going to go first. All
Sure.
right.
I don't think it makes a difference unless I get all the questions I don't know, and then I'm going to regret it.
Which happens every time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've got 15 minutes on the clock. Your time will begin after I read your first question. A reminder to our panelists and our listeners at home, if there is an odd number of questions at the end, we will even it out. Here we go. Sarah, how often is the U.S. Census count conducted?
Every 10 years.
Every 10 years is a correct answer. Mike, the Broadway musical Spamalot is a stage adaptation of what classic film?
Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail is correct. Sarah, in what city is Disney's European theme park located?
Paris?
Paris is correct. Mike,
Zutalil.
who was the first Disney princess?
Snow White.
Snow White is a correct answer.
And I get to stay married. Yay.
General reminder, now that Fox is owned by Disney, all of the Alien Queen's babies are now Disney princes and princesses. So there you go. And Ripley killed them all. Sarah, going back to you. Often serve as an hors d'oeuvre, a cornichon is a variety of what?
Is it like one of them little pickles?
It is one of them little pickles. Nicely done. Mike, who were the 2 leading candidates in the first televised presidential debate?
Kennedy and Nixon.
Kennedy and Nixon is a correct answer. Sarah, what comedy drama TV series starred Fred Savage as Kevin Arnold, an adolescent boy growing up in a suburban middle-class family in the late 60s?
The Wonder Years.
The Wonder Years is correct.
What
Mike,
would you do? Yes.
what DC Comics character was a title character in a 1978 superhero film?
Superman.
Superman is correct. Sarah, examining what part of the body helps you determine the age of a horse?
Teeth?
Teeth is a correct answer.
Good job. Good job.
Wow. Mike, competitors in what sport would use a mashy niblick, though they are now obsolete given that they are now made of metal? It's a mashy niblick.
Yes, it is. I'm in one of the, in my head I'm thinking, okay, one of these British sports that I don't know. So I'm kind of between like polo and cricket. I'm just going to say polo.
It does use a club, Mike. These are the original names of the old wooden drivers in golf.
Okay.
All right. Sarah, Mattel and Hasbro both own the trademark for what branded board game that was originally designed as a variation of Alfred Butt's prior game named Lexico. Mattel owns this trademark in most of the world, but Hasbro owns it in the US and Canada.
You said butts.
You did. I stopped listening after that too.
Is Scrabble?
Scrabble is correct. You were on Jeopardy.
Baby.
I love the fact that you have an awesome sense of humor. That's great.
Butts are funny. I had two Twitter posts today that involve butts in some way that I've authored. So
That's awesome. Mike,
Excellent.
Mike,
Yes.
we're going back to you. In what country is the Chernobyl nuclear power plant located?
Ukraine. No. Is it Ukraine?
Need an answer.
Yeah, Ukraine. I'll say with
Ukraine is the correct answer.
For whatever reason, after I said it, I was like, wait, is it Georgia? But yeah. Okay.
Sarah, what horror film star who died in 1956 was buried wearing his cape, tuxedo, and medallion?
oh god, I always get these ones messed up. Bela Lugosi?
Bela Lugosi is a correct answer.
Dang it. Nicely done.
Mike, the popular burrito chain known as Chipotle is named after a type of what?
Can I say sauce?
No, Chipotle, it's a hot pepper.
I know it's a pepper, but it's a sauce made from a bucket. Yeah, that's fair.
All right. And it's got a pepper on the logo, too. So,
Yeah, I know. And it's not, yeah, anyway.
Sarah, going over to you. Former Secretary General of the United Nations, Ban Ki-moon, is from what Asian country?
South Korea.
South Korea is a correct answer. Mike, which host nation failed to obtain a gold medal at the 1976 Summer Olympics?
Shoot. I feel like I've heard this before. I'm bad with Olympic stuff. I'll say France. It's not right.
You're close. It was in Montreal in Canada.
It was in Canada. I always go with your first instinct. I immediately thought Canada, and I was like, they wouldn't host the Summer Olympics. Anyway.
Sarah, going back to you. Over 30 years ago, which president signed legislation to immunize Americans from the swine flu?
Oh, I gotta like go back. How old was I? It was like fourth grade. How many years ago was 30? I can't do math. I forgot how to do math.
I did say it was over 30 years ago.
The first George Bush?
Unfortunately, well before that. That'd be Gerald Ford.
That was well over 30 years ago.
I said over. I didn't want to... Just trying to give you a time frame without giving you an exact
I thought you meant
time.
one of those approximate, like slightly over, like 32.
Yeah. like you're like in Clinton or Bush Senior territory. Yeah. I get it. Yeah.
Well, I apologize for being unintentionally misleading. Mike, we're going to you.
Yes.
In the song Waltzing Matilda, what type of animal is Jumbuck?
Oh, gosh. I don't know why giraffe popped into my head. That's what I'm going to say.
No, Jumbuck is a sheep.
Okay.
Sarah, who played the role of Samantha Stevens in the TV sitcom Bewitched?
Oh God. It's Elizabeth Montgomery or something like that.
Elizabeth Montgomery is a correct answer.
Yep, I knew it was Elizabeth something.
Yeah, I was like
could not pull
Elizabeth.
her last name.
Mike, in
Well done.
politics, what term for a pet project alludes to a system once used to put ID tags on pigs and cattle?
Pork barrel?
No, ID tags would be earmark.
Oh,
I totally was with you.
You got that when he said pig, and my brain went to pork barrel.
All right, Sarah. The AZERTY keyboard is used as an alternative to the standard QWERTY keyboard layout, mainly in which European country? AZERTY.
I know there's a lot of countries in Europe. Well, there's a Z in the name, so we're gonna go with Czechia.
It is not Czechia. I'm sorry. That would be France. France is where that's being used.
They just have to do their language stuff different. Oh my God.
They do. Mike, 2001: A Space Odyssey is a 1968 sci-fi film produced and directed by who? Whom? Sorry.
Oh, it's so tempting to make the joke, but I gave it up. I'll just say Stanley Kubrick.
Kubrick is a correct answer. Sarah, which home video console was released by Nintendo in 2006, competing with Microsoft's Xbox 360 and Sony's PlayStation 3?
Is this the Wii?
That is the Wii. Mike, Clark Kent is the real name of which superhero?
Okay, yeah, I don't.
It giveth and it taketh away. I'm sorry, guys.
Hey, regardless of this, I'm still getting my ass kicked. I'll take a second Superman, though.
Superman is correct. There's, at this point, 25,000 questions or so, and they're all randomized. So.
L.
All right. Sarah.
I would also take a Superman question, please.
Right.
Well, I'm going to give you a kind of a superhero question.
Oh.
Which, although it's not, don't answer a superhero movie. Which film starring Chris Hemsworth and Daniel Bruhl charts the Formula One rivalry between James Hunt and Niki Lauda?
That's a car movie. I want a superhero movie. Ford v Ferrari. I have no idea.
No, it's be a movie called Rush, and it's actually really good if you get a chance to see it. I think Ron Howard did it. It's really good. Mike.
Yep.
What avian dish from Beijing, prepared since the imperial era, is one of China's national foods?
Avian dish? Peking duck?
Peking duck is a correct answer.
I'm like in General Tso's territory. I'm like, no, that's not even Chinese. We made that up here.
Sarah, in England, the term Oxbridge is used to refer collectively to the country's two best known what?
Universities.
Universities is correct. Mike, which number one song was the debut single for the rock band The Knack back in 1979? No bonus points, but I'd like you to sing it too.
You really got me now. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing. You really got me? Was that their first one?
No, it's My Sharona.
Did you say The Knack? I heard the Kinks. Oh my God.
Oh, he definitely said The Knack.
Oh, he totally said The Knack, and yeah, I knew that. Yeah. I was in Kinks territory. I don't know.
It's all good.
Don't ask me why.
I was like, I didn't think that was The Knack.
Begins and ends with a K. Yeah, that was my bad.
Sarah, in gambling terminology, a player who's playing what game might have activities including matching, calling, seeing, and raising?
Poker.
Poker is correct. Mike, a rich sauce in Mexican cuisine, mole, most commonly features all but which of these ingredients? Nuts, chili pepper, or chocolate?
Nuts. There's no chili pepper. There's nuts and mole sauce. I always think of it as chocolate based.
I honestly have it as chili pepper, but I will flag
Yeah, I would have gone with nuts as well.
Yeah, I think of mole as basically a spicy chocolate sauce.
We will come back to it. All right, Sarah, what is the name of the manga franchise featured in a Japanese collectible card game which sold over 22 billion cards worldwide by 2009?
Dragon Ball Z.
No, the collectible card game we're looking for is Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh!
Okay.
Mike,
I know what that is. I did not know it was the manga. I just know Pokemon is not, because my kid's super into that right now.
Mike,
Yes.
who created and hosted The French Chef, which debuted in 1963 and ran nationally for 10 years?
Julia Child?
Julia Child is correct. All right, Sarah, which artist became famous for painting scenes of life in the industrial districts of northwest England with human figures usually referred to as matchstick men?
I have no idea. Who's a British guy? I don't even know. I can't even guess. Like, I'm gonna pass. I have no idea.
It's all right. It's L.S. Lowry. Is what we're looking
There was no way that was coming.
Sarah, when you said that, I just pictured in my head that episode of South Park when Malcolm McDowell is on it and he goes, "Hello, I'm a British person." And that's how he introduces himself. Sorry,
Mike,
random.
According to a TV Land sitcom starring Betty White, it's hot in what U.S. city?
Cleveland.
Hot in Cleveland is correct. Sarah, which film released in the year 2000 became the highest grossing foreign language film in American history?
Oh man, I feel like I should know this. What was I doing in 2000?
Don't make me feel old.
Mostly
She already did.
Just messed with you.
I'm trying to be like, what was it? What movie would I have seen around that? I don't know. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
And she pulled it.
Yeah. Seems like around then.
All right. Mike, what is mainly extracted from pitchblende?
Oil?
Uranium.
Oh, okay. I knew I recognized the thing. I just didn't know what it was.
Sarah, because she held over 40 different patents, inventor Beulah Louise Henry was popularly known by what nickname?
I'm going to call her Mrs. Edison.
Oh, you're so close. Lady Edison.
I almost went with Lady Edison. Oh, I was between the two.
Wow.
All right, Mike. How many minutes long was Martin Luther King Jr.'s stirring I Have a Dream speech at the Lincoln Memorial in 1963? 6, 11, or 16?
In my head, I was thinking it was around 12, so I'll say 11.
No, it was 16 minutes long.
Okay.
I'm just going to point out, as a scientist, you didn't have units in that question, so it made no sense. I tell my student, I'm in the middle of correcting students on this, so I have to correct podcasts too.
I thought he said minutes.
He just said just numbers. And I was like, doesn't make sense.
No, the question started off with how many minutes long was.
Oh, I'm sorry. I take that back. Okay. I just thought it said how long was, and I was like,
I think I get extra credit now, though.
I'm so fucking
I corrected the professor.
I cannot believe
you can hear the knack and the kinks, and I can hear the missing units. It's fine.
I'm still so pissed about it. I'm just like, I can't. There was a K, an N, and another K. And I was assuming that he would, if he was asking about a band's debut single, that they would have had more than one that was notable. Clearly, I was wrong. Okay.
So we're finding conflicting information on what is and is not in traditional mole sauce. So, Mike, to offset that, we're going to give you an additional question. Here it is.
Don't say mole. Sorry.
We already had the Ben Fred Savage question earlier.
I know, that's true. That is true.
Mole, 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 mole. Mike. All right, Mike, here's your question. In 2012, which NFL team was penalized for having a secret slush fund that ran from 2009 to 2011 that paid defensive players bounties for injuring offensive players of the other team?
The New Orleans Saints.
The New Orleans Saints is correct.
Woohoo.
All right. Coming out of hot seat round 1, Mike, you're going to pick up 11. Sarah, you're picking up 13. You've got a 3-point lead. It is currently 14-16. All right. Moving into the halftime question. Sarah, you have got a 16-14 lead. Your halftime question, though, is going to be worth up to 20 points. Your category is in U.S. geography.
Oh.
Fuck you, Chris.
No, we're going to get that tag eventually. Might as well happen here. Here is your halftime question. Cimarron County in Oklahoma holds a unique place in U.S. history. It is the only county in the United States that actually borders 4 states aside from its own. Name the 4 states that Cimarron County, Oklahoma shares a border with.
Can I look it up on a map? Where's Oklahoma?
I'm allowed to draw, right?
I don't have a pen. This is just and you can't see this, listeners, but this is being done in the air like a child at a spelling bee, like behind my mouth and with fingers pointing. What's near Oklahoma?
Right. I know there was a movie named after this county, presumably named after this county. It was named this. It won an Academy Award. I'm assuming Cimarron, Cimarron.
Correct.
Okay. God, how can I be this bad at like this? Like,
Where do all these states come together?
All right, I'll lock in. I don't think it's right, but I'll lock in.
All right, Sarah, talk it out.
All right. So, like, if you're thinking, how does it border 4 states? It's clearly not in the middle of Oklahoma. If it's on one side, I don't think there's like 4 that come together. Does it have to be in the Panhandle? Like, but then I'm like, where on earth is that Panhandle next to? So, like, on my predication, my guess that this is the Panhandle, what does it touch? It's on the west side of Oklahoma. Is it Oklahoma? Is that the state we're talking about? Shit.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I forgot in my reasoning. So maybe it's the Panhandle. And what does the Panhandle touch? I just kind of want to name a bunch of states that I hope it might be. I'm going to say Texas because I think it's Texas. Because I think I drove. Well, let's go. What else is over there? So we got Texas. Let's go with Nebraska. Next to Nebraska is Iowa, and then maybe a Kansas. We're going to throw those out there. They might be in the right region.
All right, so if I heard you correctly, Iowa, Kansas, Nebraska, and Texas?
I think that's what I said. Honestly, this is just like, I have no knowledge of this.
Have another drink, Sarah. You'll be fine.
That Diet Dr. Pepper is going to my head.
There you go. Mike, what do you think?
You're not much better, Sarah. Right after I submitted, I went and I looked up the freaking United States map because I'm like, damn it. And I believe, if I'm correct, that the state that I forgot is actually a state my sister used to live in, which is really embarrassing. But Texas was the obvious one. A kind of similar thought process. I assumed it was in the Panhandle. I had Kansas directly north of Oklahoma, so I figured it was probably that. I had the top half of New Mexico kind of drifts into the Panhandle, and then I somehow forgot Colorado. And I moved Utah way further to the east, and I said Utah is my 4th one.
Oklahoma's not where I thought it is it?
It's Texas's hat.
Yeah. I'm like pretty sure I drove through it on a cross-country drive when I moved out here, but I don't think I stopped there.
I also drove through Oklahoma. So
let's look it up on a map now.
Better than driving through Texas. But if you look on the map, the north end of Texas, Oklahoma, it's literally the county on the very end. The very end of the Panhandle of Oklahoma.
That's what I figured it had to be, yeah.
So north of it is going to be both Kansas and Colorado. West of it's New Mexico. South of it is Texas.
Oh, Nebraska's much more north.
Yep.
Yeah.
I forgot that Kansas is in the middle of things.
I can't believe I forgot Colorado. I was thinking I had Colorado where Wyoming is in my head because they're like the exact same shape.
How'd you move Utah?
I don't know.
Oh,
in my head, for whatever reason, despite of its shape, Nevada was completely above Arizona. In my head, don't ask me why. I can't even show you the little drawing that I did. That's pathetic.
It's pretty good drawing. It's better than I could do.
Well, to be fair, you were using your fingers in the air. So
yeah.
With that, Mike, you're going to pick up 15. Sarah, you're picking up 10.
Oh, that's good.
It is going to be 29-26. Mike has got a 3-point lead, which means, Sarah, we're back to you. Do you want to go first or second in hot seat round 2?
I'll go first again. I had good luck with first.
All right. Your time will begin after I read your first question. Here we go. In 1997, which golfer became the youngest winner of the U.S. Masters by the highest margin ever and with the lowest final total ever?
Tiger Woods, y'all.
Tiger Woods. Eldrick Woods is the correct answer. Mike, which recording artist shaved her head in 2007?
You got me recording artist and shaved head, and female, and I'm much earlier than Britney Spears, but Britney Spears.
Britney Spears is the correct answer.
I'm like tearing up pictures of the Pope and everything. Like I'm in Sinead territory. Come on.
Well, it is tearing up my heart with you when I'm with you. Sarah, we're going to you, though.
No.
Or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb is the extended title of what 1964 film?
Dr. Strangelove.
Dr. Strangelove is the correct answer. Mike, it's randomized, dude. What do you want?
No, I know. I'm loving it. Hey, gentlemen, we can't fight in here, and lady, we can't fight in here. It's the war room.
Mike, in the 2005 remake of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory starring Johnny Depp, the clandestine candy creator's father worked in what occupation? Hint, some may call the occupation ironic. Some may just call it coincidental.
I don't remember that particular variation of the film at all, but based on the clue, I'm going to guess maybe an English professor.
No, he was a dentist. A dentist.
Oh. I was thinking it was like somebody who was being pedantic about irony versus coincidence. Okay.
All right, Sarah, who hosted the TV panel game Match Game when it returned with the changed format in 1973?
Oh, God. Oh, God. I feel like I know who it is, but the name is just like absolutely leaving me. Gene Rayburn.
Gene Rayburn's a correct answer.
Yes.
Nicely done.
I was like going through like what are the names I associate with hosts there and ticking off the ones it wasn't.
Mike, snatiation, SNATIATION, is a tongue-in-cheek term that refers to a bout of uncontrollable sneezing brought on by what?
The only bout of uncontrollable sneezing that I'm familiar with is when people start sneezing when they're exposed to sunlight. So that's what I'm going to say.
Not a bad guess. No, this one is actually they start sneezing because they have a full stomach.
Oh,
What?
Satiation. I get it. Okay, I've never heard of that, but makes sense.
Sarah, back over to you. Introduced in 1979, croquis were designed to prevent people from losing what fashion accessory?
Their glasses.
Glasses is the correct answer. Mike, Alfred Nobel, father of the Nobel Peace Prize, just Nobel Prize in general, I guess, made his fortune with the invention of what powerful tool?
Dynamite.
I know it's a great question, but can you give me an answer?
Dynamite.
There you go. All right, Sarah, going back to you. What American sweet treat features layers of roasted marshmallows and chocolate between graham crackers?
S'mores.
The hot seat does giveth and taketh away. You got Gene Rayburn and s'mores within 3 questions. Mike, the German dish sauerkraut is made from what vegetable that is cut finely and then fermented?
Cabbage.
Cabbage is a correct answer. Sarah, what United Kingdom soccer team is known as the Red Devils?
I'm just gonna guess a team. Arsenal.
No, Man U, Manchester United.
Oh, that was my 50-50. Like,
Yep.
Mike, which of these countries has the most official languages? Switzerland, Zimbabwe, or Indonesia?
Yeah. I'm gonna Switzerland, Zimbabwe, or Indonesia. Just for the sheer size of it, I'm gonna say Indonesia.
Unfortunately, Zimbabwe, actually.
I should have picked the one that stuck out like a sore thumb. You're right. Okay.
All right. Sarah, calculus, CALCULUS, is another name for what dental problem?
plaque.
Plaque tartar, yes. Plaque tartar buildup is yes, we're giving you the
I
point.
know my calculus. It says you plus me. Any excuse equals us. That's not about the dental kind, but any excuse to bust out some together.
Mike. No, the youngest one in that boy band died, by the way.
I know.
Young. Mike, what Coca-Cola flavor was launched in 2002, only to disappear from supermarket shelves in 2005?
Come on, Mott. You were still drinking Coke back in early aughts. Maybe this was the reason you gave up soda. It wasn't Coke 2. That was earlier. I don't know it. Coca-Cola Orange. I have no idea.
No, it'd be vanilla Coke.
Oh,
shit.
Yeah.
That popped into my head. I didn't realize that wasn't still a thing. Okay.
All right. Sarah, going over to you. The word diaphanous is used to describe what type of clothing that's making a comeback now.
What type of clothing?
It's not necessarily a type of clothing, but it's
it's like a sheer fabric, like a billowy sheer fabric of something. Like a dress, a big old tent dress that's billowy and sheer?
Sheer see-through is what we're looking for.
Okay.
So you're going to get the points.
Okay.
Mike. In 2011, Derek Jeter became just the 28th player in the history of baseball to reach what number of career hits?
3,000.
3,000 is the correct answer.
With a home run off David Price.
Yes, it was. Sarah, which game are you playing if you have cards labeled Thoughtseize, Force of Will, and Lightning Bolt?
Lightning Bolt. What? I don't even know if it's like a board game or a role-playing game or Thoughtseize. I have no idea. Magic the Gathering, and that's completely probably wrong.
Magic the Gathering is the correct answer.
Wow.
No!
Yeah.
Wow. I'm sitting here like, one of these is the name of a Pearl Jam album. Like, that's where my head is.
Mike, what word completes the following lyrics? You got that kind of loving that can be so, yeah. Give me your heart, make it real. Don't forget about it.
Smooth would be the word.
Never a word I've heard when I'm singing, Mike, but smooth is the correct answer.
Oh, that was pretty good, actually.
All right. Sarah, how many dots appear on a pair of dice?
42?
42 is the answer to everything. That's correct. Mike,
I would have missed that because I missed the fact that he said pair. I'm like, it's 21.
Mike, within 3 years either way, name the year these events took place. A cabin fire kills all 3 members of the Apollo 1 crew. The Doors' self-titled debut album is released, and the coming-of-age novel The Outsiders is published.
1967.
67 is the correct answer. Sarah, how many books are in the Chronicle of Narnia book series?
I've never read them.
Me neither.
Between 1 and 100. It's technically a right answer. 5?
7, actually.
Okay.
It's the Chronic. What Cools of Narnia?
Oh my God. Mike, what song became a worldwide hit in 1974 for Canadian singer Terry Jacks?
I have no idea. 74 Canadian
singer Terry Jacks.
Terry Jack. I don't even know if it's male Terry, female Terry. So, 74 Canadian song. Yeah, I got nothing. Loving You. It's not right. I can't remember the chick that sings that though.
No,
that's Ripperton.
Oh, you're right. Yep.
We're looking for Seasons in the Sun.
Yeah, never getting there.
Oh, okay.
Sarah, what South African track and field star was found guilty of culpable murder after fatally shooting his girlfriend in 2013?
Roses are red, violets are glorious. Don't ever sneak up on Oscar Pistorius. I heard it on the internet. I didn't make it up, but I had to bust it out.
Oscar Pistorius is a correct answer.
That was fantastic.
Thanks for someone on Reddit like a decade ago. It stuck with me.
Mike, what musician wrote the 1989 bestseller Tales from Margaritaville?
Boy, if this is not Jimmy Buffett, I'm going to be super mad.
Jimmy Buffett is a correct answer. Sarah, what was the name of the world's first official indoor ball produced in 1970 by Parker Brothers?
Nerf?
Nerf is a correct answer.
I didn't know if there was like a more specific name you wanted.
I was sitting here imagining that for years people danced outside. Because that's the kind of ball that my head was going to for whatever reason.
Oh my God, Mike.
Yes.
What fiery female comedy legend was responsible for saving Star Trek?
Oh, I've actually heard that story. Lucille Ball.
It's also a ball that's both inside and outside. Lucille Ball is a correct answer. All right. Sarah, it is said that the Earl of Sandwich invented the sandwich because he did not want to stop what he was doing even when eating a meal. What activity, illegal in many parts of the U.S., was he allegedly doing?
Gambling. I think it might have been card playing gambling.
I'm going to go with gambling. I think it was some sort of a poker
poker or something. I didn't know how specific.
Probably, yeah.
Gambling is correct. Mike.
Not where my head went at all. I'm just going to throw that out there.
In what Scandinavian city would you find the famous Vasa Museum?
Can you spell Vasa?
Vasa.
Yeah, okay. So there's nothing. I don't even know why, because that's going to help. I was just like,
it actually has a silent U.
Right, exactly. I don't know why Reykjavik was the first thing popped in my head. That's what I'm going to say.
Unfortunately, Stockholm is what we're looking for.
Okay. Damn it, Shaw, we're in the same boat now.
Sarah.
You, Brittany.
What 90s talk show host starred as Eddie Murphy's sidekick in the movie Coming to America?
Arsenio Hall.
Arsenio Hall is correct. Mike. What 70s song invariably compels dancers to spell out each letter of the song with their bodies?
Well, part of me wants to go SATURDAY night, but I feel like that would be very hard to spell out with certain letters of that with your body. So I'm going to guess this is YMCA.
YMCA is correct. Sarah, the word alimony comes from a Latin word meaning what?
Oh, I don't know. That's a great question. What's something funny I could say? Payback.
I love it. That was a great answer.
That's a good answer. Good answer.
Good answer.
No, sustenance is what we're looking for.
Sustenance.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
Mike, which new high jump technique was first witnessed at the Mexico Olympics in 1968?
This has got to be the Fosbury flop.
Fosbury flop is a correct answer. Sarah, name the Dutch technology company that launched the world's first home video cassette recorders back in 1972.
Like JVC or something like that?
Unfortunately, I'd be Philips.
No, I was going to be like RCA, but that's A is clearly America.
Yeah, right. No, JVC was a good guess.
I wouldn't have pegged Philips as Dutch because it doesn't sound Dutch at all.
Not at all. Mike, which of these animals is classified as a variety of fish, though their body is made out of cartilage, not bone? Catfish, dogfish, pigfish.
I've heard of one of those. Well, I guess I've also heard of Dogfish Head, the brewing, but I'm going to guess catfish.
No, dogfish, actually. Dogfish is a type of shark, so it's it's a type of fish. It is all that. So
okay.
All right, well, that there brings us to the end of Hot Seat Round 2. We got a game on our hands.
I was going to say, it's probably tied.
Sarah's picking up 13. Mike's picking up 10.
Yeah.
We've got a tie-ball game.
Nice.
I was kind of trying to keep track in my head, and I thought we were right around there, so okay. LFG.
I'm here to lose on wagering. All right.
39 to 39.
Yeah. Never underestimate my power to wager incredibly poorly.
Here's how this last round is going to go. You have your points. You can break up your wagers in any way, shape, or form that you want based solely on the categories provided. If you get the question right, you'll get the point. If you get the question wrong, you will lose the points. There are a couple of rules. 1, you must wager whole numbers only. 2, no negative wagering. I can't believe I have to say that. We're all adults, but it happened once and we put a stop to it right then and there with a rule. Probably
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
We know. And then rule number 3, your total wager cannot be more than your combined wager cannot be more than your total points value right now. Are you ready for your categories?
What were the scores again? I know it was tied, but I didn't catch the scores.
39-39.
Okay, okay.
Your categories are literature, the U.S. Constitution, and cocktails, a J. Borsum joint. That, of course, means that the lovely and talented J. Borsum wrote question number 3 for us tonight.
And we thank her.
Yes, we do. Lock in your wagers when you're ready. Wagers are locked in. We are going to go question by question through this. This is going to be fun.
Woohoo!
Question number 1, your category is in literature. The 1961 Irving Stone novel, The Agony and the Ecstasy, was a biographical novel that saw Irving visiting many locations in Italy, mainly surrounding Rome and Florence, as he studied the subject of the book. Who was the subject of this book, who was played by Charlton Heston in a 1965 film?
You may or may not be able to answer this. Does the film and the book have any relation to each other? I'll put it this way: was the film an adaptation of the novel?
The film isn't an adaptation of the novel because it keeps the same name, The Agony and the Ecstasy.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that helps. That's the part I was missing.
That helps me in no way, shape, or form.
Oh, it really doesn't, but it at least
You're not trying to think of other Charlton Heston.
That is
Planet of the Apes. Like that's clear.
That is correct. Exactly. All right, I'll lock in. I don't love my answer, but I don't know if I'm going to get him with anything better.
All right, I'm locked in.
All right, we are moving on to question number 2. Your category was the U.S. Constitution. The 27th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution was actually one of the first amendments ever proposed back in 1789. It was ratified in 1992 after a campaign that started with a paper written by a 19-year-old University of Texas student named Gregory Watson. What does the 27th Amendment say? Or do, whatever you want to put in there. Like, what's the crux of it?
I can lock in.
Okay, I am locked in.
All right. Guesses are locked in. Moving on to question number 3. Your category was cocktails, a J. Borsum joint. Winemaker Luigi Rossi partnered with what Italian businessman in the mid-19th century to produce, among other spirits, sparkling wine and their signature offering, a wine-based cocktail staple? While there are other plausible explanations, it is believed that this businessman's surname was adopted as the name of a popular cocktail based on the brand's signature product.
I'm locked in.
Chris, can you repeat that?
Winemaker Luigi Rossi partnered with what Italian businessman in the mid-19th century to produce, among other spirits, sparkling wine and their signature offering, a
you can stop. I think I got it. I'll lock in.
All right.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but it suddenly clicked.
You're good. We're going to move back. We're going to go question by question through this, starting with question number 1. Your category was in literature. In 1961, the 1961 Irving Stone novel, The Agony and the Ecstasy, was a biographical novel that saw Irving visiting many locations in Italy, mainly surrounding Rome and Florence, to study the subject. Who was this subject of the book, who was played by Charlton Heston in the 1965 film? Mike, your answer and your wager.
Well, I wrote down something. I asked for the clarification that the film was based on the book, and then I still came back to the same answer. Because at one point I was like, oh, maybe Heston was playing the Shakespearean character. But anyway, you have me in Italy, you have me in Rome and around that area, and I thought of who Charlton Heston might play, so I locked in with Julius Caesar.
And your wager?
What did I wager? 13 on that one, I believe.
Sarah, your answer and your wager.
I had nothing to go on with the Charlton Heston thing. I went with Rome and Florence specifically. Like, why those two? Those are very specific locations. So I was thinking someone either connected with Renaissance art or possibly the Vatican. And I was really between like Galileo and one of the big families over there. The more I think about it, the more it might be Da Vinci, but I went with Borgia, just Borgia, because basically home base plus papacy. And I think I've put, what did I tell you, 15 on that? Yeah.
So you're going to laugh when you hear this. And the movie is not worth revisiting.
Yeah.
The biographical novel called The Agony and the Ecstasy detailed, Sarah, you're in like the right place. Detailed Michelangelo.
I have heard of this, and now I'm like, yes, I know I've heard of it before, and
he had I guess a feud almost with the Pope at that point in time.
Yep, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
And
it's coming back to.
Is it Rock Hudson that plays the Pope in that movie? Hold on, let me look.
I may need to just watch this just to
Please
see this.
Rex Harrison plays the Pope.
Oh gosh, I don't know which one's better. They're both lovely. I love it.
So no points there. You're both going to be losing points. Mike, you're going to lose 13. Sarah, you're losing 15. Mike, you have a 2-point lead. It's 26-24. Going into question number 2, the U.S. Constitution. The 27th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution was actually one of the first amendments ever proposed back in 1789. It was ratified in 1992 after a campaign that started with a paper written by a 19-year-old University of Texas student named Gregory Watson. What does the 27th Amendment do? Sarah, your answer and your wager.
I'm terrible at Constitution questions. I swear I have like never gotten one right at a trivia night. So knowing I wagered 0 and it was someone from Texas, I said we have a constitutional amendment that is the right to be both rootin' and tootin'.
Mike,
your answer and your wager.
So almost the exact opposite. This was by far the one I felt the most confident on. So I wagered 25 on this one. And the 27th Amendment says that Congress cannot pass a pay raise for it. Well, if Congress passes a pay raise for itself, it does not take effect until the next term. They cannot pass an immediate pay raise for themselves.
Mike, that is correct. So it also has in there that if they opt to, because this is going to happen, if they also opt to decrease the pay, that won't take effect to the next term either.
On the extreme off chance that happens, yes.
All right, Mike, that's going to bring you up to 51. Sarah, you're going to stay at 24. It all comes down to question number 3. Category was cocktails, a J. Borsum joint. Winemaker Luigi Rossi partnered with one Italian businessman in the mid-19th century to produce, among other spirits, sparkling wine and their signature offering, a wine-based cocktail staple. While there are other plausible explanations, it is believed that this businessman's surname was adopted as the name of a popular cocktail based on the brand's signature product. What is this businessman's name? Mike, answer and wager.
So I labored a lot on this one because I could see Rossi and something and I couldn't pull it up. And I thought a lot about it, especially given that I wagered with apologies to Ms. Borsum. I wagered 0 because I felt by far the least confident about cocktails. I'm a beer guy more than anything. But finally, Rossi and Martini clicked, so I locked in with Martini.
Sarah, your answer and your wager.
Yeah, I have a bar cart. I have a tiki bar at my house, and this is a good old vermouth. At first, I was like, Rossi and Martini, why doesn't that sound right? Because I think the brand is Martini and Rossi. That's why I was like, that's why I was sitting for so long. I was like, that doesn't sound right. And I was like, nope, it's the other way around. So I went with Martini.
And what was your wager?
23, because I feel like Jay and I, from when I've played her games, I'm like, I feel like we're on the very same wavelength, and I do enjoy cocktails.
Her games are awesome.
Yes, they are.
If you have not tried Liquid Courage, it's literally $2 a month. What are you waiting for? But with that, Martini is a correct answer. Mike, you're going to pick up a narrow win tonight. It's going to be 51-47.
Sarah, I just wanted to say, I love that both of us wagered so that we would have 1 point left.
I know.
I was between 25 and 26. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave myself with 1 point just in case. So I think that's great. Great minds. No, that was a wonderful game. I felt I was amazed coming out of both hot seat rounds that things stayed as close as they did, because I felt like you were killing me during the hot seat round.
Said, I'm gonna die by the wagers, because like every time I've gone on like Trivial Warfare, and it's like wagering at the end, I'm like, I don't know. I either say all or nothing, so someone else make this decision.
Right. A great game.
You're going to pick up the win. Sarah, you get your chance at revenge. It's going to only be on our PTE Network Patreon, which you can get by going to patreon.com/PTEBB. Sarah, do you want to tell what category
I'm so sorry. I was on the spot, and I was like I said, I'm kind of feel like a generalist, so I feel like it's really hard for me to come up with a topic that could be like a full game. Like, I'm good at my niche topics when there's like 1 or 2 questions, like for a special category. But I'm like, well, if I have to win, I'm just going to say physics, because I got a PhD in that. Oh. So
it's going to be great.
Physics-centric game. It's going to drop on Friday night over on our Patreon feed. So head on over there if you want to support the show financially. Again, patreon.com/PTEBB is your best place to do that. You can be like our friend Sarah here and support us there. That would be amazing. If you have not heard the other shows in the network, by the way, most notably Frenemy Trivia, if you're a fan of trivia podcasts, or Verboten, the other Jay Borsum joint.
She has many.
She does. Phenomenal shows. But, that Boozy Bracketology, Draft Days, the whole 9, new episodes dropping every single day, courtesy of the PTE Network. You know what? That's enough from me. Let's give our panelists one last time to give a shout out to any causes they believe in or any local things they want to promote. Mike, we'll start with you.
Oh gosh, you'd think I'd be ready by now. Chris already talked about all the shows on the podcast network. Y'all have heard me promote my band to death. I'm sure. I will mention that we're going to be in a recording studio in a few months, recording our second album. So that's exciting. We're hoping to get that out in 2025. Otherwise, beyond that, I would just say a lot of people have said it over the course of the past several months, and we'll continue to say it. But it is an election year, and obviously there's a lot of focus on national elections, but politics matters at all levels. We actually have a recording later this week that had to get rescheduled because there's a school board meeting that I needed to attend. And local politics, get involved locally. A lot of change comes from the ground up, and I would I would highly recommend if you have the time to try and get involved in that, because sometimes affecting real change, it just starts in small places.
I could not agree more. Sarah, we're going over to you.
Oh man, I feel like it's funny. I had something kind of like cutesy and nice because it's National Rescue Dog Day, but I definitely tend to go I'm becoming an eat the rich liberal as I get older. So I'm going to give a shout out, locally to Safe Redlands Schools, nationally to Our Schools USA. These are 2 organizations. They work with a lot of grassroots community organizations, essentially devoting, like you said, with local elections, especially in school boards. They are designed to combat misinformation and essentially keep out of school boards these people who often have no children in the community, or are from outside the community, who want to pass policies that essentially make life worse for people from marginalized groups, and want to really put their shitty values and censorship on kids and limit what amazing teachers can do. So Our Schools USA works with a lot of local organizations, and Safe Redlands Schools is a great local one. Check them out on Instagram and support them. Go vote for the good guys with science and intelligence and understanding of how people learn for your school boards, not people who don't belong there and shouldn't have a voice because they just want to use their voices to harm others. Also, it's National Rescue Dog Day. Support shelter animals. Yay.
Yay. Fuck censorship, and I love our rescue Bonnie that we have. So
I know. We have Mr. Taco and Otis here, and we lost Milkshake earlier this year, but he was like, I thought he was very close to a hospice case when we got him. So he's
yeah.
Adopt, don't shop. There's a lot of rescue dogs out there. As an a caretaker of 2, it is worth it. They love you for the most part when they're not being in your house. That's more of a bad parenting thing than anything else, though. Listen, you've heard enough from me for tonight. For the Pub Trivia Experience, I have been Chris.
I've been Mike.
I've been Sarah.
We'll see you next time. Until then, have a good one. Okay, so I want you guys to do your own research because what I'm seeing here is that the 3 main ingredients are chili pepper, spice, and nuts. So chocolate would have been the wrong answer there.
That is definitely wrong.
That's definitely wrong because mole is like known as a chocolate sauce. Is this one of these things?
Authentic mole sauce. Like I Google it, and the first thing that comes up is authentic mole sauce is made with hot chilies, rich chocolate.
And then one of them says also all of that and peanuts. I think
some mole recipes contain chocolate. Yeah, this is weird. Like then the actual question says it's a Mexican sauce made with chili, spices, and nuts. Some contain chocolate. So I'm like all over the place. Every mole I've ever had has had chocolate in it.
Yeah.
You've got a 3-point lead. It's currently 14 to 16.
Lead is scheduled for 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. tomorrow. It's on your work calendar.
Shut the fuck up. Delete. I don't.
That's a comedy of errors tonight. I got it. I will be completely honest, Sarah. I thought you were up by like 5.
Sarah at one point had a 5 or 6 point lead. You closed the gap.
Anyone here? I can't hear.
Well, I can hear.
I hear you. We hear you.
Ask all the questions now. Well, you can't hear.
Hey.
Winemaker Luigi. Will you stop?
Everybody's talking at me.
Can't hear a word they're saying. Sorry. Going where the sun keeps shining through. I only know that it's a Jimmy Buffett song. Who sang that?
All right. It was Harry Nilsson originally. All right, Midnight Cowboy, give us our final.
Sorry.
You're good.